£11 there, 11.20, 20, 11.40, 40 there, 11.60, 11.80, 12, 12, 20.
Known as a shout auction, this is the way it's always been done, with pads and pencils and paper tallies.
£2, £2, £2.5, £2.10.
Once the largest fishing port in the world, now all of this produce is imported from Iceland.
£3.50. No, down again then, gents. They're at £2 for these. £2. Worse than I thought.
Could a newly created mayor for Lincolnshire help make Grimsby great again? Chris Spark started out as a barrow boy and now runs one of the biggest processing plants here.
The traditional industry here has been seafood and fish. This town's been built on seafood, and I don't think it gets anywhere near the support it should.
Do you think the mayor will make a difference, though, for this region?
No, I don't really, no. I don't see what powers they have. You know, if I can attract investment and support businesses, I'm all for it, whoever it is.
If you smell it, there's no smell. Well, what you look for are the bright eyes, so they've got nice formed eyes.
Yeah. So that's what you look for in a good candidate?
Yeah. In a good candidate. Well, similar thing. You want somebody with a bit of a spark.
Martin Boyer felt the local impact when the fishing industry collapsed in the 80s. Today, nearby Scunthorpe is facing a similar struggle over its steelworks.
Is it a good thing having a regional mayor?
Well, I think it can be, because the regional mayor will focus on the area locally as opposed to Whitehall, where they've no idea about what goes on in Grimsby. But the challenge is going to be, where do they focus the funds and the money? And we've just seen what's happening in Scunthorpe. Well, Scunthorpe is in North Lincolnshire. What we don't want to do, though, is any money available just chuck down the pan of the British Steel.
From the decline of industries in the north to the fate of farmers in the rural south, the mayoral constituency is vast and variable. Although Lincolnshire's been traditionally Tory, could it now be all change?
Some voters that we've spoken to say they're fed up of the direction that traditional politicians have been travelling in. They want somebody new to disrupt the journey.
I'm standing for Reform to be your mayor.
Huh?
Reform? Nigel Farage's party?
Describing herself as a disruptor, the defector Andrea Jenkyns. Previously a Boris Johnson loyalist who fought back tears the day he resigned and controversially gave the finger to protesters, she was then made a Dame in his honours list before switching sides.
I left the Conservatives because I didn't feel they was conservative enough in what they did to Boris.
A new poll suggests Reform are well ahead of the Tories. The outcome will be symbolic for both parties.
So do you get the impression that people in Tory HQ are watching this seat very closely and watching you?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I've still got friends in the Conservative Party. I've got some who's helping me in the background who wants me to win.
This is the first real test for Reform since the general election, which explains why they've poured so much into this campaign, including this visit to the steelworks.
So we're in the plant at Scunthorpe.
Because, I mean, here you've got pictures of you and Nigel Farage. I mean, you're the party that believes in free markets, deregulation, and suddenly you're calling for nationalisation.
Said, look, I've wrestled with this. As someone who was a Conservative for so long, it's not natural looking at nationalisation.
Your opponents have said you're an opportunist.
No, of course it's not, no.
Her opponents have also questioned whether she's even eligible to stand in Lincolnshire because she lives in Yorkshire. A formal hearing was held today to investigate. Dame Andrea does rent a house here and dismissed the complaint as politically motivated. What will it mean for the Tories if they lose in this heartland, the home county of Margaret Thatcher? The man tasked with beating Reform is a local council leader, Rob Waltham.
A lot of people have said that traditionally they would have expected the Tories to win here, but actually Reform are giving you a run for your money.
Well, I think, you never take any election for granted. And Reform are a protest party, or they've certainly become one since the general election.
But haven't they turned into more than that now?
Well, they've never delivered anything in terms of what they've said.
If Reform do win, it will be a huge blow to Kemi Badenoch, to the Tories. So you're under a lot of pressure.
The party's in transition. I think Kemi's been really clear. The last government wasn't performing as it should have been. She's a new leader in a new space. I'm absolutely backing her to do good things.
This election then could have consequences far beyond Lincolnshire's shores. On Cleethorpes beach,
just you and the donkeys.
A reminder that voters are no longer wedded to the traditional way of doing things.
So, congratulations. Have you had a good day?
Yeah, it's been a bit breezy down here.
You probably don't want to talk about this on your wedding day. But can we ask you about the elections that are coming up? What are the biggest issues you think are facing this area?
I think poverty and the life chances of people in the town. I think it's
the industry that's just...
Yeah, the fishing industry.
Could the shifting sands of conventional politics mean that the independents are in with a chance?
The feedback I'm getting is really positive. People are fed up with the party politics. They feel that party political system is broken. Most people are actually independent. They're not members of any party. So vote independent.
First, this is a first on Channel 4 News, isn't it? Oh.
Or even those who've been accused of trying to keep up the appearance of independence. Jason Stockwood is the former chair of Grimsby FC and a Labour candidate.
I've been looking at your website and some of your campaign literature. You don't mention Labour until very far down, and there's no pictures of Keir Starmer or any of the party. It's almost as if you're standing as an independent.
I think that was the calculus, right? It's like no secret of my allegiances over the years. I think people know.
So you didn't want to be associated with Labour?
No, I absolutely do. Like, I'm loyal to the party. I've always been, part of the Labour value system, I would say.
With so much at stake, the region's arcades are a scriptwriter's dream as the parties scramble to the finish line.
But you don't think realistically you could beat Reform or the Tories in an area like this?
It will be a challenge in an area like this. Maybe not this time, but next time, who knows?
As well as standing for mayor, you're also standing as a county councillor. Is that you hedging your bets, thinking that you won't get in?
No, certainly not. What Lincolnshire wants, it needs a person who can stand up for the county and fight on these sorts of issues.
And that fight could prove the most consequential of all of next week's contests, as voters decide who to select.
And here's a reminder of all the candidates running to become Lincolnshire's first mayor.